How's it going, guys? It's Chris here again. Today is a day I decided to get out of the house. I needed to take a ride. And so I decided I'd come down to a historical place here in Georgia, about a 45-minute ride from my house. And I ended up at this place called Red Oak Creek Covered Bridge. This bridge stands at 391 feet long. It was constructed in the 1840s by a Mr. Horace King. Horace King was he was actually a freed slave, and he's credited as building many of the historic covered bridges in Georgia. Uh, this bridge it's known as the longest and the oldest covered bridge here in Georgia. This place is down here in Woodbury, Georgia. And it was just a really good little ride, you know. I'll take you around and kind of show you, but you can kind of see the construction of this bridge here. And interestingly, this bridge is actually open to traffic. You can come down here and in your car and actually cross the bridge. It's one of the very few covered bridges that are still open to traffic, actually. You know, they do have a weight limit. It's a 3-ton weight limit, and it's a 9 feet height limit. So you're not taking a truck down here or like a big, something big, but a passenger car will fit through here for just fine. And I'll show you something else about this bridge too. If I walk up in here a little bit. Right here behind my head, standing about 7 feet, you'll see that little metal marker there. That metal marker is stamped high water line 1994. In 1994, I was 10 years old, and I remember this very clearly. We had a historic flood, one of those once-in-a-lifetime kind of floods. And this bridge, and a lot of bridges actually down through here in western Georgia, suffered the consequences. You can see that marker standing at about 7 feet above my head, that sign behind me, the high water mark, would have been about 2 or 3 feet above that sign. So in 1994, when that flood came through, this bridge actually got washed away. It suffered a lot of damage. But the Georgia Historical Society and members and community members, and they were able to rescue and restore this bridge back to its former glory. It was rebuilt just very shortly after 1994, and it still stands today. This is one of those places that, though you could look at it in passing and say, oh, that's pretty cool, this is a rather historic place. It's a rather historic place, not only for the fact of it's a piece of history, but because of the man who was Horace King. Just imagine the trials and tribulations that Mr. King went through in his life. Being born in the early 1800s here in Georgia as a slave, and then becoming freed. I don't think any of us could really understand in our modern context what that man had to go through. And the sense of pride, even, that Mr. King must have had of creating these bridges. Yeah, it was probably not through entirely equitable means, but all the same, he is a man that stands to be remembered. So, yeah, it's places like this that I come to and kind of reflect on, the history of this place, of Georgia, of the place where I live. the dark parts and the bright. And I'm fortunate to be able to do that, I think. And you'll find places all around you that may have similar historical context. And it's important to remember these things. It's important to visit these places and contemplate what happened there. So, but yeah. Anyway, I'll leave you with this. I know that things are kind of difficult nowadays. You know, it's going to be difficult for a while more. You may be going through relatively dark parts in your head and in your place and in your life. And that's okay. We all have times like that. But we can all get through them. So, stand with each other and stand on the strength that we know you have. I believe in you. So, for now, I'm out. Hail you.